Welcome to Hip Hop Movie Club, a show that harmonizes the rhythm of hip hop with the magic of movies. Today, in celebration of the GOAT's new album, The Force, we are discussing the film and TV career of hip hop legend LL Cool J. We're three old heads who put the old heads together to vibe on these films for you. I'm Dino Wright, podcaster, filmmaker, longtime hip hop fan, and there are few more succinct lyrics in all of hip hop than LL Cool J is hard as hell.
I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip-hop fan, and I just got back from a discussion with David Diggs at Lafayette College, and he did not disappoint.
Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip-hop fan, and someone in my family has a recording of Teenage Me lip-syncing and Mama Said Knock You Out, skinny, bird-chested and all. I was flexing for the camera.
Okay.
We gotta see that.
All right.
I don't know who has it, but somebody gotta have it. I remember
we gotta find it.
We videotaped it and we watched it afterwards, and I don't know where it's at now.
We got a quest now. We gotta find that. In this episode, we are doing a deep dive on LL Cool J's lengthy acting career.
Here are 3 takeaways on LL Cool J. Number 1, he has a more broad TV and film resume than you may realize. Number 2, he is too popular with audiences to die. Therefore, you don't see that in his work. And number 3, he has become an ambassador for hip-hop, as well as a mentor figure in both music and the entertainment industry at large. All right. Well, LL Cool J, the GOAT, self-proclaimed GOAT, and he lives up to it. Man, he's done so much in TV and film, more so than you may realize. Some of the early work he's done, and we discussed this on our podcast, his film debut was in Crush Groove, where he performed I Can't Live Without My Radio, where he was all of 17? 18 years old? Something like that. 17. That's crazy. And I didn't realize this until we researched it again, and Boogie, you knew this, but he wrote the theme song for Wildcats, the football rap. And that's crazy. Yep. And one of his other earlier films from the early 90s was playing Captain Patrick Zebo in the film Toys. So he's been doing it for quite a long time. He's gone on to just continuing to raise the bar on TV and film. Boogie, you want to talk about some of the other earlier successes he's had and some of the things that resonate with you? We don't have to go through his entire, filmography, but what are the other earlier memories that you have of LL Cool J and some of the highlights of his career?
Yeah, other than the rap career, his infamous battles with Kool Moe Dee. I mean, he had some pretty good television and film roles that other than the ones you mentioned. He starred in The House. That was a show that I remember. I didn't watch too much of it because it was during the college years when we had terrible reception. But I definitely remember the television show being on. He played an ex-Oakland Raiders running back who was part of his home. So a single mother and her children. Had a nice cast here, Debbie Allen and Kim Wayans, a few others. It was a pretty good show. Also popped up in the Halloween franchise. You haven't made it until you made it to a horror film franchise. And he didn't get killed in that movie either. Halloween H2O. One of the roles that I definitely remember, and that's probably because I've watched this fairly recently. He played the preacher, the chef, in Deep Blue Sea, infamous shark attack movie, where the sharks were intelligent and were swarming upon the people who was tasked with doing research on them. And he didn't get taken out of that film either. But it's this is LL. But Any Given Sunday, he had a role in that movie as well. I remember him in Rollerball, Delivers from Evil, opposite Gabrielle Union, SWAT. Those are a couple movies that I definitely remember him from. One of my favorite movies, and this is also one of Dino Wright's favorite movies as well, Last Holiday, opposite Queen Latifah. Great movie. And, he pops up on various television shows, award shows, as mentioned in the takeaway, as an ambassador for the industry. All around great character. Good guy.
Yeah, we also covered In Too Deep. We did an episode on In Too Deep back in 2023.
Yes.
So he has a role there. And he doesn't die.
Yeah, he doesn't die. LL Cool
Yep.
J, aka Die Hard.
We can't
Yeah.
forget that he was, spent a long time in the NCIS, or I guess this is the JAG-verse, and so he was at NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles and Hawaii Five-0 and NCIS Hawaii, and so yes, as Sam Hanna, 14 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Later in his career.
a lot of people would know him primarily from that. Like if you weren't in on his early hip hop days, or even, some of the folks that just watched the crime shows were like, oh yeah, LL Cool J, that's what he's known for.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So, man, what a storied career he's had. TV, film. He just has that charisma. That smile. He's got the look. Handsome as heck. Always into fitness. Ladies love Cool James. Men love Cool James. We all love Cool James. I mean, seriously, he's got the total package. Takeaway number 2 was he's too popular with audiences to die. Therefore, you don't see that in his work. I mean, there are some of these scenes in movies where it's like he has to die because it looks like he's shot and killed, but he just always resurfaces.
Yeah.
And like you saw that in H2O when he was a security guard, and Deep Blue Sea, where like he emerges, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to corroborate this with some actual proof that there is a clause in his contract that. But other people who have interviewed him have not specifically pinned this down, but he has said in interviews that test audiences don't like him dying, so they don't do that. It's like Tom Cruise. Like Tom Cruise never dies in movies. He's too popular. Like it's the same kind of thing. He's got that kind of status, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think back to "I'm Bad," the lyrics where he's like, "I'm the pinnacle. That means I reign supreme. I'm notorious. I'll crush you like a jelly bean." and the cops are like, "I think we're gonna need backup. I think we're gonna need backup." So it's like you can't get this. You can't pin this guy, right? You can have a whole SWAT team. You can have a whole army, a whole militia. You won't get this guy.
Nope, you can't catch me because I'm too bad for you. Understand?
That's right. I'm too bad for you. I love that.
Oh man, I love that video.
It's like he spoke that into existence.
Yeah, for sure.
Indestructible.
Between being a tough guy and being hyper as all heck, he bounced around in that video. It's like, dang.
Well, one thing to mention is as he blends toughness with vulnerability. So like he has some of these sensitive he has a sensitive nature to him as well. And again, it's funny. There's correlations between his hip hop as well, right? Because that song "I Need Love," which was just an amazing ballad. Like I loved that song as a kid. Like I wrote the lyrics out to that
song, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Pretty much.
I swear I passed that in a note to someone. I was like all the lyrics.
Ooh,
yep.
Smooth. JB Smooth.
JB Smooth.
It's funny though.
Yeah.
True story. My cousin came to stay over with us for a summer. I'm not going to mention the name of the cousin because she's listening. But one of my cousins came to stay with us, and one of the neighbors that lived like down the street a little bit and liked her and wrote some of the lyrics down on a note and passed it to her. And I happened she showed me the note. I was reading like, wait a minute, I know these lyrics.
No, I didn't pass him off as my own.
It was I Need Love.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh my goodness!
I hope it wasn't. He wanted to swing an episode in his Jeep.
No.
Oh man!
I mean, my defense, I didn't pass off the lyrics as my own. I was like, I Need Love by LL Cool J,
it's good
and
you
these are the lyrics. Just like do with it what you will.
It's like you
cited it, right?
Cite your sources. That's good.
Now this guy passed him off as his.
Yeah. No.
Not so smooth.
I wonder where he's at now.
Not with your cousin.
No.
It didn't work. He swatted
no,
that away.
work.
Yeah.
If it worked, I would have. She showed me the note because it didn't work. She looked at it and was like, "Oh no, nah. Here, look at this."
Gave him the Watumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, funny.
Smacking his finger like this.
But no, he definitely made songs for the ladies. I mean, even Around the Way Girl, it was up tempo, but it was definitely a shout out to the women. You know, something for them to show appreciation. That vulnerability definitely carried over to film. Even his character in Deliver Us from Eva, those who haven't seen it, it was a quick plot summary. There was a group of sisters, and they were all in relationships, and there was the one sister who was single, who was Eva, and because she was single, she was always in the other relationship, always intermingling and annoying the guys in the relationship. So the guys got their friend to seduce Eva, to keep Eva away so that they can flourish in their relationships. And the character that they brought in was the LL Cool J character who chases Gabrielle Union's character Eva and falls in love with her. But he definitely showed a lot of vulnerability in that role. Very similar to how he was in Last Holiday. Real nice guy role.
Right. So he shows his versatility there. Not only the tough guy, but also the sensitivity. And because of him being so well-rounded and so popular and so charismatic, our final takeaway, he has become an ambassador for hip-hop as well as a mentor figure in both music and the entertainment industry at large. He's called upon to host a lot of award shows, and he always knocks it out of the park.
Absolutely.
He has hosted the Grammys multiple times. First time in 1995, and then he did it straight from 2000 to 2006. And then in the 50 years of hip hop, the Grammys put on a special show to commemorate 50 years of hip hop last year, and he hosted that as well. He's done other award shows also, like the AMAs. He even hosted the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony once, some Teen Choice Awards as well. And he's been honored himself in certain ways. You guys want to talk about that? How he's been honored?
Yeah, he's got a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, and he is the first rapper to receive the Kennedy Center honor in 2017.
Yep.
So I think since then, only Queen Latifah has gotten that award, right? So rare company.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, his role as hip-hop and entertainment ambassador is just... I mean, he's very well received by his peers in hip-hop. Primarily, most recently, he started his Rock the Bells radio station on Sirius XM, where not only does he play a lot of throwback hip-hop, but he's also brought in a lot of acts like Roxanne Shante, Flavor Flav. There's other rappers that his contemporaries who are now hosting shows on his station. And it's good to hear, and it's good to listen to and see the appreciation that they have for him as well, for trying to push the genre forward by appreciating the past.
And I mentioned I was fortunate to go to the Rock the Bells Festival last year, which was incredible. They do a Rock the Bells cruise as well.
Yes, they do.
Artists. I want to get to that one year.
Yeah, me too.
It's a whole institution. Rock the Bells is just enormous.
Yeah. And they have swag too.
Yeah.
I mean, the jackets are nice.
Yeah.
The varsity jackets with the wool and the leather sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. But yeah, he's definitely a one of a kind person.
Yep. So we're happy to pay tribute to LL Cool J with this profile episode. Yeah, some of these things you may not have known.
By the way, terrific album, The Force.
I was about to say that for the youngins, if you have not heard LL Cool J rap, get this album. Listen to it repeatedly. Study it.
Yeah, study it.
It's great. The features are great. He's got some well-known artists, some up-and-coming artists, some artists you've never heard of, probably never heard of before, and it all works. The production is immaculate.
Yeah, Q-Tip doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
Produced by Q-Tip. Yep, exactly. One of our all-time favorites from Tribe Called Quest. Two legends collaborating.
Yeah.
It's going to be a masterpiece.
Hip Hop Movie Club is produced by your HHMCs, JB, Boogie, and Dino Wright. Theme music by Boogie. On November 13th, at Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, we're presenting a screening of Boys in the Hood with a special panel discussion. Tickets available at steelstacks.org. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Hip Hop Movie Club. And whether you're listening to the podcast or watching us on YouTube, please give us a follow. The wheel power up for us. Thanks for tuning in.
And remember, don't hate, punctuate.
Ooh. Period. As the kids say.
Period.
Look at us.
Oh man.